Seven Network Australia. John Deeks.
We share a continent, we share a past, a present and a future. And our head of state should be one of us.
Paul Keating's stirring call to Australia. Good evening. Australians tonight are being forced to confront our identity. The Prime Minister's address to the nation has sparked a debate from which there is no turning back. We must now decide whether we want a republic, what sort of republic, and whether it should meet Paul Keating's deadline. In the most significant speech of his political career, Mr Keating left no doubt about what he wants.
Australia's head of state should be an Australian. That Australia should become a republic by the year 2001.
As expected, he's pressing for Parliament to elect a president, filling the same role as Governor-General without links to the Crown. In pleading for change, he plucked at our heartstrings.
Our deepest affection is for Australia, and our deepest responsibility is to Australia's future.
And warned that the future is up to us.
As never before, we are making our own way in our region and in the world.
Mr Keating's address has already sparked a national debate and, as Lee Hatcher explains, savage reaction from Australia's monarchists.
The monarchists hit the streets today selling their anti-republican message.
I'm a royalist. Yes, I think you should stick with the Queen.
As much as I love the Queen, it's time to go our own way, I think.
These people hope to raise $500,000 for their campaign, which now includes this TV commercial.
Consult the people, Mr Keating. They're saying no.
I hope every Australian takes these things home and looks at them without the Prime Minister's rhetoric and say, is that what I want? If I were designing a dictatorship, what has been left out?
The Republicans say they welcome Paul Keating's flexibility.
He said, this is what I think is best, but I invite comment, I invite amendments, I invite debate. And that's a very democratic way to proceed.
There'll be important questions for the states under a republic. They'll have the option of going it alone and maintaining their links with the monarchy.
Paul Keating is utterly contemptuous of the states. He sees no role for the states, and that's part of the ALP's hidden agenda. For Bob Carr to say no state governor, you might as well say no states.
Last night, the lower house of state parliament voted to remove the Queen from oaths and to eliminate references to the Crown. Today, Bob Carr was being conciliatory on the Republic.
I would like to carry everyone with me on this. I don't think it ought to be resolved by my party alone. I think it ought to be resolved by my party and the other parties working through some of the options.
And the people were having their say today, the old and the young.
A republic, definitely, but we should get rid of state government.
Yeah, I think it'd be the right way to go.
A republic, for sure.
I think it's a real good idea.
What is the republic going to do for the country? Is it going to make things any different? It's not.
It's simply an evolution of Australia, which we should be our own country.
It must come sooner or later, won't it? It's only they don't change the flag.
They were even reacting in the Queen's hometown.
I think it'd be good if Australia went out as an independent, you know. The majority, Australia is Aboriginal, so it'd be good to see, like, the Aboriginal flag come in.
Well, you'd stop whinging so much about the royal family, which would be nice.
Lee Hatcher, 7 Nightly News.
For once, it isn't a battle along straight party lines. Paul Keating's plea for a simple swap, President for Governor-General, has ready support from prominent Liberals Nick Greiner and Jeff Kennett.
Paul Keating now faces one of the toughest tests of his political career, selling the Republic. Typically, his first step today, turning the focus on the opposition.
There's only one question, in the end, whether the Leader of the Opposition believes an Australian should be our head of state.
He says the blueprint to replace the Governor-General means minimal change, with the President to be elected by a 2/3 majority of Parliament, a 5-year ban on serving politicians, and a referendum in 1998 or 1999. John Howard says the Republic should be referred to a People's Convention.
Unless you have bipartisan support for a change of this order, you are not going to get it carried.
Mr Howard claims Mr Keating's decision not to spell out the reserve powers of the President, used in the Whitlam dismissal, puts a legal question mark over the proposal. But the opposition leader was undermined by senior Liberals, predicting a republic was inevitable.
In all probability, I think the likelihood is yes.
Oh, I think it's pretty much spot on as far as the substance goes.
Mr Howard formally responds tonight. Paul Keating has got the politics of the Republic off to a good start. keeping the changes simple, pushing patriotism and stressing the ultimate decision will be in the hands of the people. But he's also facing an historic record which shows only 8 out of 42 referendums have ever been passed in Australia, and then only with bipartisan support. In Canberra, Glenn Milne, 7 Nightly News.
And tonight, your chance to have a say on the Republic issue in a special 7 Nightly News phone poll. The question, do you support Paul Keating's vision for an Australian Republic? To vote yes, call 0055 60653. To vote no, call 0055 60654. And we'll have an update on how you voted a little later in 7 News. And both sides of the Republican debate clash head-on in a Today Tonight special at 6:30. In other news, a young mother and her 3 children are in 3 different hospitals tonight after being plucked from their burning Sydney home. Bed shortages forced the family split up as all 4 fight for their lives.
A dash for life to save a critically injured child. 6-year-old Brad Crawford, his 2 sisters and their mother were horribly burnt when fire engulfed their Macquarie Fields home. Neighbour Brad Sutherland is the hero who saved the young family.
So I banged on the door and heard a child's faint cry, and I thought, oh, there's children inside.
The fire started on this lounge. It's believed one of the children was playing with matches. The blaze has prompted calls by residents here for the compulsory installation of smoke detectors in all these housing department homes.
They've got to upgrade the houses and do the best they can to make sure it's safe enough for them. But if you get a fire downstairs, you're upstairs, you can't get out.
The family has now been split up, treated in 3 different New South Wales hospitals because of a bed shortage at Liverpool.
We're working to make sure that as soon as their conditions are stabilised and they're able to be transferred, that we bring the family back together.
And a 4-year-old boy has saved his sleeping mother during a flat fire at Carlton. Richard Lenarduzzi, 7 Nightly News.
A dramatic crash in the inner city has put 8 people in hospital. A bus carrying more than a dozen passengers hit a car and went careering across the road into the side of a terrace house.
The devastating scene moments after an early morning accident. The female driver of the car trapped inside her vehicle. Distraught passengers treated on the side of the road for shock and minor injuries.
I was just thinking, where's it going to go? What's going to happen? I could feel it teetering, tottering, and I could just imagine it turning over.
Next minute I was on my back sliding down the floor of the bus heading toward where the driver was, and all I could do was just clutch my head.
Bus 303 was heading down a Surrey Hills road en route to Circular Quay when a station wagon pulled out from a side street.
And she just came flying out, and before you could say anything, it was hit.
The impact sent the bus across the road, up onto the footpath and right into the side of this house. Residents at home said they heard an earth-shattering bang.
At this stage it looks like it's the driver of the station wagon who's at fault.
It took rescuers half an hour to free the 42-year-old woman. She and the injured bus driver were rushed to St Vincent's Hospital. Both women tonight remain in a stable condition. Police are now waiting to interview both drivers. Katrina Wallace, 7 Nightly News.
Disciplinary action tonight for North Sydney League players accused of a drunken rampage on an Ansett plane. After denying the incident, Bears executives now say the offending players will be punished. Norths have apologised to passengers upset by the footballers on the Perth to Sydney flight. The Carr government has promised to bring in a budget surplus of $100 million within 2 years. But the Premier was also looking backwards today in a scathing attack on a former Fay government minister blamed for spending $8 million in 2 years.
The Premier said former Ethnic Affairs Minister Michael Photios had spent $38,000 last year just on entertaining.
It was like the last days of the Nazis in Berlin with the Russian cannons sounding.
And Mr Carr said grants given by the minister had favoured marginal seats.
It's an absolute lie, and you know it.
Then there was the $65,000 video starring Michael Photios.
The year my voice broke.
The Premier said that a departmental report costing $34,000 had been shredded after former Premier John Fay saw this.
Picture of minister, larger than life. Picture of Premier, passport photo sign.
It was reprinted.
Picture of minister.
Mr Carr's gleeful attack overshadowed an economic statement delivered today by Treasurer Michael Egan in the Upper House. In it, Mr Egan said the Carr government budget deficit this year would be $250 million, and in the following year, a surplus of $100 million. Jim Marr, 7 Nightly News.
An elderly pensioner has been accused of ripping off more than $4,500 in his club's cash and grab lottery. Police claim that Bill May boosted his chances by adding fake tickets to the draw.
Bill May might be facing more than 1,200 charges of winning money in a club lottery scam, but he's determined to stay optimistic.
This is bad. Look, even so, I think there's a good chance of beating this.
The 78-year-old pensioner is accused of unlawfully winning more than $4,500 in a cash and grab lottery promotion at Liverpool Catholic Club. The promotion involves buying $10 in poker machine coins and receiving a lucky lottery ticket to be drawn out of a barrel for a $500 cash prize. Police allege Mr May repeatedly won that draw by using fake lottery tickets to improve his chances.
Management became suspicious when Mr May and his elderly wife kept winning the draw and the occasional jackpot prize every week for a month.
Mr May was charged at Wetherill Park Police Station after detectives searched the couple's Bosley Park home and allegedly found bags of fake tickets in his bedroom. He'll appear back in court later next month. Megan Miller, 7 Nightly News.
Community fury over plans to expand Sydney Airport. That story coming up in 7 News. And new rules to tame the footy rough stuff.
Tonight, have some good, clean fun. Dana's allergic to the Code Man.
What?
In 7's Great Night of Laughs.
Calling me toxic.
All new Step by Step, followed by Australia's funniest people.
Patsy Pavone.
With an absolutely fabulous all-star lineup, telling you their best and worst gags. Home and Away stars, Tara Maurice and Bouncing Kings. Discover the best, funniest people yet, right after Step by Step, from 7:30 tonight on 7.
If there must be a single measure of an investment's worth, peace of mind is beyond price.
For security in retirement, there is someone who can help with a range of managed funds. From $2,000. Rothschild, 200 years of investment experience.
I'm Bob Jane, and right now my T-Marts are holding a massive Famous Brands tyre sale.
You'll save on Famous Bridgestone and Dunlop. Also these Goodyears for only $77.
Save on tyres right now at all Bob Jane T-Marts.
It's stock take time, it's your Ford dealer. But we don't want to count them, we want to sell them. With massive end of financial year savings like Festiva Trio from $13,990. That's right, just $13,990. And you'll save on laser automatics at $76 per week. Drive away. You heard right. Drive away. Plus, Ford dealers must clear thousands of used cars and trucks. So save us the trouble and save yourself a bundle before June 30. During the Ford dealers, don't count them, sell them, sale.
If you want to get 20% off bedding, 20% off towels, 20% off curtains, you can really clean up with 20% off the mark price on all Manchester at Target this week.
Family and friends have gathered to farewell murdered Sydney mother Irene Wilson. More than 120 mourners paid tribute to the mother of 3, who was found strangled in her family's Northmead home last Friday. She was killed less than 24 hours after a marriage proposal was broadcast on a Sydney radio station. Major Crime Squad detectives hunting the killer mingled with the crowd at today's cremation. Rock star Chrissy Amphlett is sore and sorry today after being hit in the head by a beer can. The incident, which the singer has branded a degrading low in her career, almost triggered a rock concert riot.
A shaken Chrissy Amphlett was lying low on the Gold Coast today. In a long career, she's topped the charts around the world. But the big come-down happened last night at Lismore.
The can came and hit me in the eye, or just missed me and just got me in the corner. And I went down, and then I sort of went off stage and freaked out.
The audience turned on the man responsible. Management feared a riot, but Amphlett bravely diffused the situation.
Thought, well, let's rock and roll and we're back on. It is a fight. It's shocking and it's kind of degrading.
Police have charged a 21-year-old student with assault, while the Divinals tour goes on. Chrissy Amphlett can still give as good as she gets. Tim Stott, 7 Nightly News.
Anti-noise protesters are outraged over a multi-million-dollar redevelopment plan for Sydney Airport. They claim that Badgerys Creek is being turned into a white elephant even before construction work begins.
This is the planning strategy for Sydney Airport, new hangars and terminals, car parks and roadways. It was launched before the government agreed to fast-track Badgerys Creek. Sydney Airport protesters say it's now outdated and must be stopped.
It's double what's going to be spent out at Badgerys Creek during the same period, and it's an outrageous waste. Every dollar that's spent on an airport in Sydney should be spent at Badgerys Creek.
In a statement today, the FAC said expansion plans wouldn't be stopped. In fact, they may be sped up. The FAC has confirmed there are plans for redevelopment to cater for the Olympics. Opponents of Sydney Airport say that's not the plan.
They're trying to turn it into a white elephant by expanding Sydney so that Badgerys Creek can't be used.
Residents want instant action.
There must be a moratorium on development at Mascot, and Badgerys must be developed as a replacement airport.
Susan Elliott, 7 Nightly News.
The pilot of the US plane shot down over Bosnia on Friday has been rescued. A Marine team found Captain Scott O'Grady apparently safe and well near Bihać in northwest Bosnia. In Sarajevo, mortar, tank and artillery exchanges continue to pound a strategic ridge. At least 3 people were killed and 22 others wounded in today's fighting. Football referees will be given greater powers to control dangerous play if new guidelines are adopted. Coaches and officials want the rules to apply to all codes in an effort to reduce head and neck injuries.
At times, the injury toll is all too frightening. Just last Saturday, Ivory Coast winger Max Brito was left paralysed in a World Cup match. Whether such tragedies are the result of sporting violence or tragic accident, doctors say they've had enough. Today, the National Health and Medical Research Council stepped in, calling for new guidelines to reduce head and neck injuries in all football codes. Among the recommendations, that all umpires and referees be trained in first aid.
But certainly if we have the officials trained in first aid, they can recognise the problem as well.
The council's also calling for tougher powers for officials to send off players if they suspect they're concussed or carrying injury.
Because at the end of the day, all coaches want their athletes out there performing well, not sitting on the bench beside them with an unnecessary injury.
As well, they want a national registry of deaths and permanent disabilities caused by head and neck injuries. And greater education among coaches, players and trainers. A pocket-sized booklet has been printed, issuing guidelines on how to prevent and treat head and spinal damage. Maxine Gray, 7 Nightly News.
For years, we've been told salt is bad for you, but a new study suggests just the opposite. The US research found that people who eat the least salt had the most heart attacks. But a word of warning from local experts.
The proponents of the anti-salt theory are actually the group that have come out with this study. So we certainly will have to look at the results very carefully.
They say a lot of research is needed before doctors advise us to use more salt. Sport is next with Graham Hughes and yet another recruit for the Super League.
And the City of Churches has given its blessing to the Rebels. Good evening, everyone. And dramatic changes for the Wallabies in the World Cup.
She was a madman's obsession.
You and I were meant for each other, Laura.
Now she must do whatever it takes to stop him.
I refuse to be his victim.
Richard Thomas, Brooke Shields, the television premiere, Stalking Laura, 8:30 Sunday on 7.
Jump in my car.
2 Nissan deals that'll have everyone jumping. The tough, powerful Navara Nugget is fantastic value at a low $14,990. And what about the 7-seater Patrol RX from an unbelievable $39,990? Unrepeatable Navara and Patrol deals for you to jump into at your Team Nissan dealer today, while stocks last.
Yeah, jump in my car. Just wait till you try this.
This family has the home loan that lets them pay off their pool more quickly at home loan interest rates. This man bought his car at home loan rates with a term that suited him. And this couple paid home loan rates to make their home improvements sooner. Which bank gives you home loan interest rates on your other loans? Australia's leading home loan bank, Commonwealth Bank.
Q Rankin, contact reception. Q Rankin. When it comes to research, I go by the latest thinking. That's why I switched to new Logicin for coughs and colds. Logicin is a new formulation. No alcohol, no sugar, and nothing to make you drowsy. Research formulated for fast, effective relief.
New research, new Logicin for coughs and colds.
The thinking is changing. Shouldn't you?
Yep, okay, bye. Oh, hello. Just discussing the end of financial year with my accountant. She says it's really, really simple. Buy this Optus Digital for just $399 from Optus World. They've got lots of facts on tax and all the facts on facts, like the sharp home or office facts for... Wow! For a really, really happy new financial year. Visit Optus World by June 30 and communicate with us.
Adelaide is the latest addition to the Super League. They will join the competition in 1997. Mal Meninga was in Adelaide for the announcement today, along with South Australian Premier Dean Brown and John Rebo, who indicated Melbourne will be the next Super League signing.
We believe that Victoria has the potential to come in line with South Australia now.
The comeback of Wallaby Tim Horan is complete. The Champions Centre has been named in the Australian team for Sunday's do-or-die World Cup quarter-final against England. Matthew Burke replaces Matt Pinney in fullback in the only other change.
The Wallabies field the same forward pack that took on Argentina last month and South Africa in the Cup opener. But the backline changes are significant. The inclusion of Tim Horan and Matt Burke adds a new attacking dimension, a crucial ingredient to ultimate World Cup success.
You get most points for scoring a try, and therefore that seems to be the aim of the game, is to score a try, so we'll be trying to do that.
Burke has found new consistency and already has his brief.
Yeah, just get involved and make yourself sort of pop up around the field, I suppose.
It's death or glory on Sunday and two different philosophies. Australia with a fresh new look, England running with the old guard. Key men in that establishment are policeman Dean Richards and Martin Bayfield. Number 8 Richards looks wounded, but England haven't lost a test in 4 years when he's been playing. It's the Grand Slam side except for scrum half Dowie Morris, who'll ensure the ball doesn't travel too far from the massive forward pack. The Australian media was singled out and politely asked to leave England's supposedly open training session. The team has also extended its hotel booking in Cape Town by a day in case it has to fly home in defeat. Gordon Bray, 7 Nightly News.
Defending champion Sergi Bruguera is on track to complete a hat-trick of French Open titles. The Spaniard has won the championship the past 2 years. Today he breezed through to the semi-finals, as did former winner Michael Chang.
Adrian Vanea tested the two-time French Open winner in the first set with a change-up game that didn't allow Chang to settle. After making it through 3 brutal qualifying matches and then 4 rounds in the main draw, Vanea's will expired in the second and third sets.
And he's trouble. Again. He's there.
Yeah, Voinier is in trouble now.
Sergi Bruguera's unparalleled footwork on clay saw him beat Renzo Furlan in straight sets. Furlan, who beat Scott Draper, started well and looked to have clinched a break in the second game.
Oh, man. Well, Furlan gave up. He thought he'd hit a winner.
He wasted 5 chances to break and at 5-love down was happy just to hold his own serve. In the second set, Furlan matched Bruguera's patience and consistency from the backcourt, but had no answer to the Spaniard's touch. And the best-of-7 NBA final began in Florida today between Orlando Magic in white and defending champion the Houston Rockets.
There's Hardaway.
The Magic show was full of power slams, but it was the Rockets which took the first game, winning 120 to 118 in overtime. David Loudon, 7 Nightly News.
Great comeback by Timmy Horan to get back on the field. I'm sure he won't think it's complete until he comes up with a win against the Poms.
Well, let's hope he can do it.
See you later.
Thank you. Cloudy and dry. All the weather details next, and the Blues timeout for some special kids.
Yeah, put it there. Rod Wishart. How are you?
Yeah.
Yes, you can beat the budget if you buy it now at Mitre 10. From July 1, government sales tax increases on hardware, but you can save at Mitre 10 with these great budget-beating discounts on this weekend. You can get Summit shelving for just $69, and there's Bosch impact drills for only $98. Ring grip 3-in-1s at $169, and these hand saws for $14.95 each, plus a bonus offer on accent paint at $29.95. You want to save money and beat the budget? Then buy it now. Yes, you can at Mitre 10.
This family has the home loan that lets them pay off their pool more quickly at home loan interest rates. This man bought his car at home loan rates with a term that suited him. And this couple paid home loan rates to make their home improvements sooner. Which bank gives you home loan interest rates on your other loans? Australia's leading home loan bank, Commonwealth Bank.
Which movie star would you take home if they were free for dinner tonight?
Demi Moore?
Well, try KFC's $15.90 damper hamper.
So much food for so little money. 8 pieces of chicken, a damper, large chips, coleslaw and potato and gravy, a streets Viennetta dessert
and a Video Easy free movie hire voucher. So your favourite movie star really is free for dinner at KFC.
Brad Pitt, here I come. I like it.
The all-new Subaru Impreza has a host of safety features to help you survive accidents. But its real beauty is helping you avoid them. Subaru all-wheel drive is the ultimate safety feature, transferring power automatically from the wheels that slip to the wheels that grip. It's the kind of safety no one can afford to be without. And at this price, no one has to be. The all-road, all-weather, all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza. Subaru. The beauty of all-wheel drive.
Today we're going to show you just how tough Taubman's Living Proof Silk with Teflon micro powder really is. That's Taubman's Living Proof Silk with Teflon micro powder. The only paint in the world to use such advanced technology. Now they have to clean it up. Taubman's Living Proof Silk.
Now you're talking.
Neil Mercer hosts Today Tonight after the news and a fiery debate on the Republic.
It certainly is. Thanks, Anne. It's the Prime Minister's vision for Australia's future, but will the Keating blueprint be accepted? Our panel of Republicans and monarchists argue the case at 6:30.
Thanks, Neil. To finance, and the share market has fallen through the important 2,000-point barrier. The All Ordinaries dropped more than 17 points. Gold was slightly higher, as was the Aussie dollar. Well, despite a fair bit of high cloud, a very mild day with a top temperature of 23 degrees in the city. That's 6 above normal. Extensive cloud covers southern Australia with speckled cold cloud over the southwest of the continent. The series of changes are expected to move across the southeastern states at the weekend, bringing snow for the opening of the season. Brisbane and Darwin will be fine tomorrow, but there will be showers in all other centres. Sydney will be cloudy at times, but dry. Northwest to northeasterly winds will freshen a little later. Temperatures will reach 21 degrees in most suburbs with low to medium air pollution levels. A little rain will develop ahead of a colder change late Saturday, fine and cooler for Sunday and also on Monday. And finally, an early cheer squad for the Blues Origin side. They dropped in on some devoted fans at the Prince of Wales Children's Hospital today.
Yeah, put it there. Rod Wishart. How are you? Get a pen.
Most of their young admirers were so bowled over by today's visit, they were speechless. And now, updating the results of our special phone poll on the Republican debate. Of all our callers, 33% agree with Paul Keating's plan. 67% are against it. And the lines are open until midnight. Here are the telephone numbers again to register your vote. To vote yes, call 0055 60653. To vote no, call 0055 60654. And we'll bring you a full update on how you voted tomorrow at 6. And that's 7:90 News for this Thursday, the 8th of June. I'm Ann Sanders. Have a good night.